was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
A room in right center. If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets. The 2-1. Swung line drive, let's see it. One run is in. Here comes Reed. He's the front of the plate. He is.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare above bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball.
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? You are listening live, and we are in Houston, Texas tonight as the Houston Astros are set to take on the Texas Rangers. First pitch is moments away. Here are your starting lineups for tonight's action. Leading off for the Texas Rangers and playing second base, it's Marcus Semien. 29 home runs, 100 RBI on the season. Corey Seager batting second, playing short, 33 home runs, 96 RBI. Robbie Grossman, 10 home runs, 49 RBI, batting third and playing left. Adolis Garcia is in right field, batting cleanup, 39 home runs, 107 RBI. Mitch Garver is the designated hitter with 19 home runs and 50 RBI. Jonah Heim is behind the plate and catching, 18 home runs, 95 RBI. Lowe is the number 7 hitter, playing first, with 17 home runs, 82 RBI. Josh Young is batting 8th and playing third, 23 home runs, 70 RBI. And Letty Tavares is in center field with 14 home runs and 67 RBI. On the mound tonight, for the Houston Astros, going against the Texas Rangers, Texas will send Nathan Eovaldi, who is 3-0 in this postseason with a 2.29 ERA, .86 whip, 19 2/3 innings pitched. Framber Valdez is 0-2 with an 11.57 ERA in this postseason, a 2.57 whip. On the lineup for the Houston Astros tonight, batting lead off and playing second, it's Jose Altuve, 17 home runs, 51 RBI. Michael Brantley is batting second and playing left field, 2 home runs, 7 RBI this year. Alex Bregman is at third, batting third, 25 home runs, 98 RBI. Yordan Alvarez is batting cleanup. The designated hitter had 31 home runs and 97 RBI. Jose Abreu batting fifth and playing first, 18 home runs, 90 RBI. Kyle Tucker is in right field with 29 home runs and 112 RBI. Dubon is in center, 10 home runs, 46 RBI. Pena batting eighth and playing short with 10 home runs and 52 RBI. And Maldonado is behind home plate with 15 home runs and 36 RBI. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Jordan Baker. Stu Sherwater is at first base. Second base umpire, Mark Ripperger. And down the third base line, it's James Hoy. Left field umpires, Doug Eddings. And in right field, it's Marvin Hudson. We're just a few minutes away from first pitch of Game 6. This ALCS, Houston wins. They go to the World Series, which will begin Friday night. If Texas wins, we're right back here tomorrow night for Game 7 of the ALCS. We'll be back in a flash. Keep it locked in here. ALCS, first pitch, just minutes away.
In our sundown perambulations of late, through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. Let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our close rooms. The game of ball is glorious. Walt Whitman. Brooklyn Eagle, 1846.
Welcome in. We are just about set for first pitch here on a beautiful night for baseball, Game 6. Framber Valdez is finishing up his final first tosses, and the first pitch on the way is a ball outside, and it is baseball time on Braves Country Radio. Lefty-righty matchup. As Simeon digs in, the 1-0 pitch, curveball down and in, misses. Ball 2, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. The 2-0 pitch on the way, just below the knees. Ball 3. The 3-0 lefty-righty matchup inside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk begins the night for Framber Valdez. Not what he was really looking for, but Framber Valdez, of course, a veteran of the playoffs. We'll try to get it straightened back out. The first pitch on the way to Seager is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. 1 on, nobody out. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, pops it up. Seager, first early pitch swinging again, and he's another easy out. We've seen it all series. There's one away. We've seen that all series long with Seager. He just does not work the count. It's got to be frustrating for Texas fans because you pay a guy $300 million and he just appears to have absolutely no game plan when he comes to the plate. So 1 down, 1 on. Lefty-lefty matchup. Creates the out, and now we got Grossman, the switch hitter. Robbie Grossman takes the first pitch. Curveball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Rocks and fires. And that pitch is outside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Framber Valdez looks into Maldonado, runner at first, 1 down, the pitch on the way, curveball in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1. Good to see everybody in the chat. We'll be doing roll call here in the middle of the first inning. So if you're in the chat, if you could give us a hello, we'll say hi as well. The 2-1 pitch. Valdez comes set, looks back the runner, flips it over to first. Quick flip, trying to keep Simeon close by. Hope y'all had a great Sunday afternoon. Man, was that a dull day of NFL football. Thank God that's over. The 2-1 pitch. Off the plate, wide, called for a wide strike. 2-2. So it evens up the count. That pitch looked to be a little bit off the plate. Home plate umpire Jordan Baker tends to call pitches more east and west than he does north and south. We've seen him a few times in these playoffs. The 2-2 pitch. Caught, looking, strike 3. There was nothing wrong with that one. Robbie Grossman couldn't pull the trigger, and there's 2 away. Good off-speed pitch that just kind of buckled him. So 2 down, 1 on. That'll bring Adolis Garcia to the plate. Of course, he's going to get a chorus of boos after all the stuff that went on In game 5, the first pitch on the way to Garcia swung on and banged off the plate foul. It's 0-1. A lot of the Houston fans are holding some signs up. It must have been printed by someone on the Astros side because they all have the same sign. It's a fairly large index card that says free Brian Abreu, who was suspended for 2 games. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. I did find it very odd that they suspended Abreu but did nothing to Garcia, who got up into the face of Maldonado. Time is called. Garcia comes set, uses his 1 timeout. The 0-2. Valdez looks back the runner at first, flips it over there to first again. Not a particularly sly pickoff move. He might be trying to set him up for something else. So an 0-2 count, lefty-righty matchup, pitch on the way, up top, just misses high, 1-2. Tried to get him to chase one above. The 1-2 pitch. Valdez comes set, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Garcia doesn't even attempt. The ball got away, and he lazily walks back to the dugout. You Braves fans are going to be thinking, man, is that Eddie Rosario in disguise? I would think it might be, except for the fact he's batting right-handed. We'll be back in a flash here on game number 6 in the ALCS. Keep it locked in here, Braves Country Radio.
Baseball has these absolutely unique sounds. The sounds of spring, of summer, drift out across the fields. You know, the sound of the ball against the bat is absolutely extraordinary. I don't know any American male that doesn't hear that in the springtime and get called back to some moment in the past or summer days in the past.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Roll call. Good evening, Goat. Good evening, D. Eddie. Anybody else is in the chat or has a chance to chime in and say hi? Good evening to everybody. Yeah, I know it, Goat. They spam the chat. I've got someone keeping an eye on it from the radio side, but they've got about 9 things going on, and I got a text shortly after it happened. I grabbed it before Jason could, and all I got a text was oh crap. So there you go. I would just warn anybody, don't click on that junk. All they're trying to do is get your information. So Nathan Eovaldi will come to the plate, or come to the mound, excuse me. A little out of sorts. It's curious to see how popular this game will be with the NFL going on, but we went ahead and gave it a go anyways. The first pitch on the way from Eovaldi to Altuve. Game 5 hero is up high for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Nathan Eovaldi, a gamer in October. The 1-0 pitch, 96 on the outer edge. 1-1. The 1-1 from Eovaldi. Lets her fly. Curveball just misses outside. So a 2-1 count. Straighten up this scoreboard so you can see the whole thing a little better. That should be much better. 2-1 count, swing, and that ball is going to get rifled into right field against the shift, down for a base hit. And there you go. The Houston Astros and Jose Altuve have got something cooking here in the bottom of the first. Good evening, Kerry. Jose Altuve continues to have a great series because he had the big home run in game number 5. That was a pitch on the outer edge, and he just stuck his foot in the ground and drove it against the shift they were playing him to pull. A little bit of a hanger. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in the right spot. The first pitch on the way to Michael Brantley is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. I think more and more from what I've read in the temperature of the room, especially all around Braves Twitter, is the more and more Philadelphia looks like they're heading to the World Series, the more of us are kind of leaning towards the Astros because they seem like the much better chance to knock them off. The 1-0 pitch, right there at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1. I don't really have a dog in this hunt, but whoever can beat the Phillies is the one I'll be rooting for. The 1-1, down and in, misses for a ball, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Runner on first, nobody out. Just like the Rangers, the Astros put the leadoff runner on. The Rangers could not move the runner in the top of the first. The 2-1 pitch. Swing! And that ball is chopped foul. Then get ricocheted off of Brantley's knee and then rolled towards the backstop. We'll do it again. It's 2-2. I think the D-backs really, really spit the bit last night. You know, I don't understand what's going on with Zach Gallen, but he pitched 2 just incredibly bad games against Philly, and he is supposed to be a Cy Young candidate. The 2-2 pitch on the way, down and in, runner goes, Altuve, he'll steal second, and it is a runner in scoring position for little Altuve. Good job by Brantley to take that pitch. It was a bad pitch in the dirt. Heim, not much of a chance of getting Altuve, and we all know Altuve can move, and he beat the throw by plenty. Pretty good throw by Heim all in all. So a full count pitch to Brantley is inside, ball 4. Brantley will head down to first. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Yeah, I don't give the Diamondbacks much of a chance of winning 2 games in Philadelphia because they were absolutely roadkill in games 1 and 2 in Philly. I can't imagine they're all of a sudden going to get up off the map. First pitch on the way to Bregman is, I'm going to call that a wide strike. He doesn't like it. I can't say I don't blame him unless he went around, which it didn't appear that he did. That looked like a ball. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch off the plate wide. 1-1. If Eovaldi gets that call all night, he's going to be hard to hit. So a 1-1 count. We will keep you up to date on what's going on in the NFL. The 1-1. Check swing foul. 1-2. Kind of an excuse me swing by Bregman. So a 1-2 count, runner on first and second, nobody out. The 1-2 pitch fights that one off. over the first base dugout again, several rows back, and we'll restart it at 1-2. Eovaldi's at 14 pitches now. The 1-2 pitch, swing, and pops it up high in the sky into center field, drifting back. Making the catch is Taveras. He'll fire it into the infield, and there's one away. Eovaldi looking for a new ball. Texas nothing, Houston nothing. Bottom of the first. Yordan Alvarez comes to the plate. The first pitch to Yordan is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Eovaldi kicks and deals. Swing, and that ball's fisted into center field's going to get down for a base hit. Runner will score. Altuve makes it 1-0. Runners go to first and second, and there's still just one away. Good piece of hitting by Alvarez. Fisted that one over the infield. Didn't hit it hard, but got just enough. Man, oh man, is this quick. Pitching coach Mike Magee coming out there to talk to Eovaldi. You know they're going to have a short leash on Eovaldi tonight, that being an elimination game. But at the same token, most Texas fans will tell you this. The Rangers bullpen has been a disaster, and Eovaldi going deep in the game is their best chance of winning this game. If they have to pull Eovaldi early, there's not much better in that bullpen that they can go try to piece this together. And then you'd have to face a game 7. So they got to hope that Eovaldi's going to settle down. First pitch on the way to Abreu, swung on. That ball is laced into the glove of the shortstop Seager. He'll make the catch. L6, a soft liner, but an out nonetheless. And there's 2 away. Abreu chasing one that was fading away from him, got it on the end of the bat and hit the soft liner over towards short. Seager, good play. So that'll bring Kyle Tucker to the plate. Tucker, first pitch on the way. Fastball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Houston 1, Texas nothing. Well, the pitcher always has the advantage. The 0-1 pitch, outside wide, 1-1. They always say the hardest thing to do in all of sport is hit a baseball, because you're trying to hit a round object with a round object, and you have no idea where it's going. The 1-1 pitch, swung on, bang, foul down the third base line. It's 1-2. It's the only sport you can be good at something about 30% of the time and get into the Hall of Fame. You have those numbers in any other sport, not only you're not going to the Hall of Fame, you're probably not going to be in the league very long. So a 1-2 count. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. The pitch on the way. High and inside. Little chin music, 96 miles an hour. It's 2-2. Oh, that's awesome, Goat. The 2-2 pitch. On the way inside. Good take by Tucker. And it's 3-2. So the pitch just missed his foot. That's the good news for Eovaldi. The bad news is the runners will be on the move, and he knows it. 23 pitches into the inning. It's 1-0 Houston. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, bang foul down the right field line, first base line, make it. We'll do it again. It's 3-2. The 3-2. Eovaldi comes set, swing and a miss, 97 underneath the hands, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. But not for the Houston Astros, put one on the board. We'll be back in a flash here in Houston. The Rangers will grab the bats.
Don't you understand? This pool is our bootstraps, and it's lifting us up into the middle class, dude.
Well, just accept the fact that you're white trash, all right? Take a look at yourself. You can't do backflips. You don't know karate. You're white trash.
Well, the season's finally here.
The Armchair Quarterbacks are back. Saturdays, 10 a.m., you'll be tailgating with the Armchair Quarterbacks. Mac Magee, Joey and Tones, and the rest of the Armchair Quarterbacks live, 10 a.m., Saturdays this fall. Talking college football, SEC, ACC, Big Ten, the NFL, fantasy football advice, and our picks against the spread. Right here on Braves Country HD, 99.1 FM, WQEE.
Yeah, the Armchair Quarterback.
Every little town out there on the prairie had its own ball team and ball grounds, and we challenged them all. It wasn't easy to win those games. Each of those towns had its own umpire, so you really had to go some to win. We were gone 3 or 4 weeks. We'd take up a collection at the games, pass the hat, and that paid our expenses, or some of them anyway. One of the boys was the cook, but all he could cook was round steak. We'd drive along the country roads, and if we came to a stream, we'd go swimming. Came to an apple orchard, we'd fill up on apples. If we were near some fairgrounds, we'd slip in there. If we were near a barn, well, Sam Crawford, Wahoo, Nebraska.
Welcome back. I like your chances on the Rangers score. I really feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game. Valdez has been very good in the playoffs over the years, but to be honest with you, he has not looked very good this backstretch of the season. In that first inning, he was kind of fortunate to get out without any damage. It almost seems like that he's lost some velocity. The first pitch on the way from Valdez to Garvers, swung on. That ball is blasted into the right field seats, and there you go. It's 1-1. Speak of the devil, Mitch Garver took it just over the leaping glove of Kyle Tucker in right field, about, we'll say, 3 rows back. Unbelievable. It was a fastball on the outer edge, and he just stuck it and drove it. Valdez to go 5 innings. Rangers versus Astros 4.5 over the first 5 innings. First pitch on the way to Heim is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count to Heim. Swung on, banged on the ground over to third, scooped by Bregman. He'll fire it over to first, and it's a 5-3 putout. One away. So one down. Framber Valdez will go back to work. First pitch on the way to Lowe is right down the pipe. Off the edge for a ball is the second pitch, and evens up the count at 1-1. The 1-1. Kicks and deals, swung on, banged off the plate, foul back behind him. It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. If you're just joining us, the game is tied. Moments ago, Mitch Garver hit a solo shot to tie the game after Houston scored a run off an RBI single from Alvarez to bring home Altuve in the first. The 2-2 pitch. Lefty-lefty kicks and deals, swung on, banged it foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way, swung on. That ball is hit high into right field, excuse me. It's going to drop down for a base hit. A lot of top spin on it. Drops right in front of the right fielder, Kyle Tucker. Kind of a softly hit ball, but placed in the right spot. And it's a one-out seeing eye single for the Texas Rangers. You do wonder how aggressive Dusty Baker will be in this game. You know he'd love to go ahead and punch the ticket, but he does have Game 7 in his back pocket. First pitch on the way to Josh Young is on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and deals. Right there at the knees for a strike. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Runner on first. One down. Josh Young calls for time. Standing on deck is Taveras. The 0-2. Valdez steps off the rubber for a second. Comes set. The pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball's grounded over to short. It's going to be a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. So Valdez coughs up the run, but gets out of the jam. We'll be back in a flash. Game 6 of the ALCS.
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't think we should see each other anymore.
No, it's fine. No problem. I'll meet somebody else.
Yeah.
Sure. See, things always even out for me. Anyway, it's been really nice dating you for a while. And, good luck.
Armchair. In 1878, more than 8 million bats were sold in the United States. And players often rode to the ball field in painted carriages, singing team songs. Everybody had a team. At Orting, Washington, the Fats took on the Lean. Whalers, frozen in at Herschel Island above the Arctic Circle, played too, naming their teams the Hoodlums, Walruses, and Blubbers.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of The Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's The Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Welcome back. We are in a tie ball game after 2 innings. Well, after an inning and a half, excuse me. We're heading to the bottom of the second. In the NFL, Philadelphia leads Miami 3-0. That game is in the first quarter. It's like any of the other games today. It's going to be a dud. I mean, my word. Good college football weekend, but the NFL weekend was kind of a dud. So you got a tie ball game, and reminder to Braves fans, we will be continuing Braves Country Hot Stove Mondays, 11 a.m. Eastern, live right here. And we're going to start experimenting with opening up the phone lines on that. And we don't expect to get a ton of calls on Monday mornings, but it's something we're trying to get in the habit of for shows going forward. First pitch to Dubon by Eovaldi is swung on and missed for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch quickly back to work, swung on, banged on the ground over to second. It's going to be a quick 4-3 put out and one away here in the bottom of the second. So one down, Eovaldi goes back to work. The first pitch on the way. High and inside to Pena. It's 0-1. Pena batting 167 in the series. The 0-1 pitch, righty-righty matchup. Eovaldi comes set, turns, kicks, and deals. Just off the plate wide, 0-2. The 1-1's banged off the plate, now 1-2. Thought he called that a strike. I guess he called it a ball. So a 1-2 count. Eovaldi's wanting to have a quick powwow with. I see what that's about now. That was a foul tip in about the worst possible place for a young man. The 1-2 pitch on the way, off the plate, just misses outside 2-2. Eovaldi dialed that up at 98 miles an hour. So a 2-2 count. Pena comes set. Eovaldi lifts the glove. The pitch on the way. Down and away. Ball 3, 3-2. Is that right, David? He has 0 home runs in 4.5 months. That's hard to believe. The 3-2 pitch on the way to Pena. Caught, looking, strike three. 97 miles an hour right there at the knees. And there's two away. That is so hard to believe because he was so good last year in the playoffs. Haven't really paid attention to his stats, of course. As much as I play fantasy baseball, the fact that I don't recall him much this year kind of tells you a lot. First pitch on the way to Maldonado is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. Swing, and that ball's chopped over to short. Seager's got it, flips it over to first, and it's a 6-3 putout. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the top of the third inning. It's 1-1 here in H-Town.
Hello?
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah?
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah! How can I forget? Wow, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in,
9 months.
Armchair.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. The Mets threw a combined no-hitter against the Phillies. Because of 6 walks, it took them 159 pitches. This set the record for the most pitches thrown in a no-hitter. Miguel Cabrera got his 3,000th hit. With that single, he became the first player ever with 3,000 hits, 500 homers, and a Triple Crown. Anthony Rizzo hit 3 homers in a game for the first time in his career. It's the only time where a player hit 3 home runs in a game, averaging just 350 feet. The San Diego Padres may not be known for their defense, but they did just set a new defensive record. The 2022 Padres are the first team in history to start the season with 11 consecutive games without an error.
Braves country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
Baseball is the very symbol, the outward and visible expression of the drive and push and rush and struggle of the raging, tearing, booming 19th century. Mark Twain.
Welcome back. We are tied up in Houston. 1-1 your score. Heading to the top of the third inning, it'll be Taveras, Simeon, and Seager coming to the plate. First pitch on the way from Valdez is right there on the outer edge for a strike to Taveras. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch swung on, fouled back out of play. Do it again. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count after Taveras takes his time out. Valdez fires one down below the knees. Good take by Taveras. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Kicks and deals. Swing, and that ball's rifled foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. Yeah, I would say in today's game, I mean, 10 home runs from a shortstop's pretty bad. The 1-2 pitch just misses downstairs. Valdez wanted the call, but looked a few inches low. It's 2-2. There was a time where 10 home runs from a shortstop was great, but all that ended right around the steroid era. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, banged down the line, flips it over. It's a 4-3 put out as Altuve flips it over to first, and there's one away. Tomorrow's game, if necessary, will be at the same time, 8:03 first pitch. If not, we'll see you Friday. World Series begins Friday this year. A little different than in years past. The reasoning for that is the first pitch on the way to Simeon is off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. They really want to play the World Series Friday, Saturday, and not go head to head with the NFL on that Sunday. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on the outer edge. It's 1-1. Then they would have the travel day, and you would go back to a 3-game set Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The 1-1 pitch swung on, pops it up, can of corn over towards first base. Abreu's got it, and there's 2 away. And that would set you up with a day off on Thursday of the following week. Friday would be game 6, and Saturday would be game 7. So they would avoid going up against the NFL back-to-back weeks. First pitch on the way to Seager's high and out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 to Seager. Valdez fires it inside. High again, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Seager quick to swing in this series. See what he does here with the 2-0 pitch. They set up down and away, swung on, bang, foul off the plate again. Do it again. I don't remember Seager being this quick to swing when he was with the Dodgers, but then again, it seemed like every time I saw him come to the plate with the Dodgers, he was hitting one out, so it kind of blurs together. The 2-1 pitch from Valdez. Check swing, foul down the line, and it evens up the count at 2-2. Two the count, 2 outs, top of the third inning. We are tied here in Houston. 1-1 your score. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hit him with the cutter on the outer edge. Good pitch by Valdez. Probably one of his best pitches of the entire night. We will be back in a flash. Astros grab the bats.
Why would I spend $7 to see a movie that I could watch on TV?
Well, why go to a fine restaurant when you can just stick something in the microwave? Why go to the park and fly a kite when you can just pop a pill?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. David Ortiz was actually sued by Jay-Z in 2010. Ortiz had opened up a nightclub in the Dominican Republic called 4040, which Jay-Z thought was too similar to his nightclubs, named the 4040 Club. Ortiz and Jay-Z reached an agreement, and the trademark infringement lawsuit was settled out of court.
World air quality is at an all-time low.
But hey, that doesn't mean you can't have a little fun. New from Mattel, it's the greenhouse gas gun. Do you hate the snowman next door? Use the greenhouse gas gun. There is simply no end to the amount of fun and respiratory disease you can have with the greenhouse gas gun.
Armchair.
Hey, Braves Country. Braves Country HD is bringing you Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country comes to you every Tuesday night and Friday night and 2 bonus games every week. Hi, I'm Mac Magee, and we'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch of your Atlanta Braves. It's free to listen. Please like and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball for the fans, by the fans.
I think baseball is a great support to people who have emotional voids, gaps, emotional difficulties. That is to say, all of us. Those parts of us that don't function well, those parts of us that are sad or depressed, not every day, they can really use baseball. It isn't just the child in a wheelchair or the shut-in senior citizen listening to the radio that needs the game. There's part of us, part of everybody who's a baseball fan, that needs the game at that level.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Jose Altuve is swung on, hit high and deep into center field, going back on the track. Taveras makes the catch, and there's one away. First pitch swinging, Altuve about took that 1 yard. Came out of his shoes on that one. Really does amaze me how he gets power. Such a short stature, but he hit that big home run the other night. Eovaldi's glad to get that one back. The first pitch on the way to Brantley is down and away. Looked like he offered at it, but they said he pulled it back just in time. It's 1-0. Brantley walked his first time up, righty-lefty matchup. Pitch inside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Eovaldi. Comes set. 38 pitches on the night. The pitch on the way. Right there at the knees. It's 2-1. The 2-1. Bregman stands on deck. Alvarez in the hole. One down here in the bottom of the third inning. The 2-1 pitch. Inside. Ball 3-1. Eovaldi, by the way, is at 40 pitches. So after that long first inning, really a manageable number at this point if he can have a quick third. The 3-1. Brantley walks around, gets back in. The pitch on the way. Off the plate, ball 4. Michael Brantley will head down to first. One down, and that'll bring Bregman to the plate. That's right, Willis. That reminds me of that old song. So 1 on, 1 out. Bregman digs in. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way to Bregman. Curveball on the outer edge. Might have missed by a hair, but got the call. It's 0-1. Talked about this earlier. Home plate umpire Jordan Baker tends to call east and west a little wider than most. Will tend to pinch north and south in the zone. The 0-1 pitch off the plate wide, well wide of the zone. It's 1-1. And if you look at his numbers and the charts, he tends to go and give the north and south at the bottom of the zone, not the top. The east and west on the bottom of the zone, not the top. The 1-1 pitch right there for a strike. It's 1-2. For those of y'all that are listening on or watching the game, I got to know, do you like the home plate cam? Because it drives me nuts as a fan. The 1-2 pitch. Eovaldi lets her go inside, well inside, 2-2. I know they're trying to give a different look, and I don't mind it if they're showing like a replay, but when the game's actually going on, there's no way in heck for a fan to know if that's a ball or a strike. The 2-2 pitch. Caught, looking, strike 3. Bregman knew it. He'll walk back to the dugout. He was looking for something else. He got caught watching that paint dry, and they're still away. First pitch on the way to Alvarez. Down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Eovaldi looks back. Kicks and deals. Just off the plate wide. Did not give it to him that time. It's 2-0. So a 2-0 count to Alvarez. Eovaldi steps off the mound for a second, and they'll go ahead and send Alvarez down to first base. They want no part of him. Alvarez will head down to first. 2 outs, 2 on. A 1-1 is your score. Eovaldi started to offer towards the plate as Abreu stands in, but he spun around, chased the runner back to second. So that will count as a move, though he did not throw it. The first pitch to Abreu is 96 miles an hour off the edge for a ball. It's 1-0. Big spot here in the game for Eovaldi. Big spot for Abreu. You got a tie ball game, 1-1, 2 outs, bottom of the third. The pitch on the way. Down and away, 2-0. Eovaldi now at 50 pitches. We just talked about him being at a pretty manageable number. A little high pitch count in this inning. The 2-0 pitch. Off the edge, called for a wide strike. It's 2-1. Abreu doesn't like it. Can't say I blame him. Looked like a wide strike, but that's where Baker's calling it tonight. Much more so on the right-handed batters he's giving the wide strike, not the left. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That ball is dribbled over towards short, and it's going to be a 6-4 scoop, force play, and that'll end the inning. So Eovaldi put a couple of ducks on the pond, got out of trouble. We'll be back in a flash. Game 6 of the ALCS.
We want to know what your plans are.
I've got some questions I want answers. What are you doing about moving out?
I don't know.
How about Donna?
I don't know.
Your job?
I don't know.
Your future?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit you with I don't know.
Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today, Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
He never complained, never alibied. He was never known to criticize a teammate or call an opposing ball player lucky. He accepted his great success modestly and the many vicissitudes of his life in silence. He was easy to like and hard to know. New York World Telegram.
If Walter Johnson and Christy Mathewson had a challenger for the title of best pitcher in baseball, it was a troubled young right-hander named Grover Cleveland Alexander, a Nebraska farm boy, the son and grandson of alcoholics, and one of 13 children. He had honed his startling accuracy by hurling rocks to kill birds to help feed his family. He was a minor league star at 22 when a shortstop's throw to first hit him squarely between the eyes. He was unconscious for 2 days, then stricken with double vision. He kept throwing anyway, and after months of relentless work, his vision suddenly and mysteriously cleared, though he remained subject to epileptic seizures for the rest of his life.
Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday night. Game 6. It's interesting that so I'm kind of on the fence on, look, if you assume that Philadelphia is going to win that series no matter what, would it be better for them to go ahead and get it won tomorrow and maybe they'll get some cold bats? Because it's kind of a long wait to go between Monday and Friday. It's the first pitch on the way to the right-hander. Grossman swung on. That ball's belted high and deep into center field, going back on the track, making the catch for a long out. Number 1 is Dubon at the 399 mark. Took that pitch and gave it a ride, just kept it in the building. It's interesting that the Astros have commented the reason why they're not hitting well in their own building is the first pitch on the way to Adolis Garcia. So he gets, of course, a booze. Is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. They say it's because they don't like the backdrop. As the 0-1 pitch, down and in, 1-1. And first of all, everybody else seems to be hitting in the building. But the other thing would be, then why wouldn't they just change it? The 1-1 pitch, swung on, banged off the plate. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. 1 down, nobody on. And Garcia calls for time. Garcia steps back to the plate. Comes set. Valdez turns and deals. Swing, and that ball just got a piece of that one. Curveball down and in. Taps it off the plate. So a 1-2 count. Lefty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Swung on, grounded, foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. Texas 1, Houston 1, top of the 4th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on the outer edge. 97 miles an hour. Valdez ramping it up a bit, and there's 2 away. Might be as fast as fastball he's thrown tonight. Garcia continues to get the boos as he heads to the dugout. First pitch on the way to Garver is down and away for a strike. It's 0-1. Not that I expect that to really bother Garcia. He had to have known as the 0-1 pitch is right there for a strike. Bender at the knees, 0-2. He had to have known that was going to be the order of business tonight. The 0-2 pitch swung on, grounded foul, roasted down the third base line. We'll do it again. Texas 1, Houston 1, top of the fourth inning. Those listening on radio, if you want to jump onto our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Radio is what you're looking for. The 0-2 pitch swung on, grounded foul down the third base line again. Valdez, 53 pitches into the night, so a pretty good number if he can get out of this inning pretty quickly. 2 outs, 2 strikes. The 0-2 on the way. Down and away, 1-2. Director, you're kind of in a sticky situation because you want runs by the Rangers, but you want Valdez to go deep. So I guess you're expecting them to pound the bullpen. The 1-2 pitch. On the way. Fastball, outer edge, just misses. 2-2. I think I have those bets correct in my head. That pitch kind of fades away, almost 2-seam action. The 2-2 pitch. Down and in. They're saying ball 3, but he's heading down to home plate. So is that ball 4? Okay, no, it is ball 3. Garver misread the count. It's a full count now. He's having to, I don't know if he's already used his timeout, but he's having to refasten his leg shin guard, for lack of a better term. And he's now set. So the 3-2 pitch. Valdez turns, kicks and deals. Swing, and that ball's lifted over towards the hole into short. It's going to go off the glove of Pena, rolls into left field. Quickly on it is Brantley. So he'll prevent Garver from going to second, but it's a 2-out single to extend the inning. Not a particularly hard hit ball, but just far enough away from Pena where he couldn't quite get it. So lefty-righty matchup now. The first pitch on the way to Heim is swung on and banged off the plate for a foul strike. It's on 1. Jonah Heim, 0 for 1 on the night. The 0-1 from Valdez. Swing, and that ball's lifted high and deep into right field, going back on the track at the wall, making a leaping jump. It is gone. A 2-run shot makes it 3-1. Sorry for the delay, but you couldn't tell if he came down with it or not. He leaped as high as he could and came down, and the fans didn't make much of a distinction on whether that ball was caught or not. Looking at a different angle, the replay, he probably missed catching that ball by, 3-4 inches maybe. If he's 2 inches closer, he might even deflect it. So a 2-run shot makes it 3-1. Texas with the early lead. Towering fly ball just did not get a lot of distance, just got over the wall. That is not out in many stadiums. As we know, the right field wall in Houston's very short porch. First pitch on the way to, and when I mean short as far as the height of the wall. First pitch on the way to low, swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 pitch. Valdez comes set. Pitch down below the knees, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Valdez comes set. Pitch on the way. Swung on. Grounded down the first base line. It's 1-2. Think about when people talk about baseball being a game of inches, think about that ball just getting past Pena's glove to extend the inning, and then the next ball that's hit just gets past the glove of Tucker. The 1-2 pitch from Valdez. Swung on and sliced foul down the third base line. Do it again at 1-2. Valdez now to 63 pitches. He wants to keep that number a little lower than this. The pitcher comes set. Pitch on the way. Swung on. Grounded over towards second. Altuve's got it. Fires it over to first. And it's a 4-3 putout to end the inning. But not before the Texas Rangers take a 2-run lead. We'll be back in a flash. Astros grab the bats.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. On June 11th, 1938, Johnny Vandermeer threw a no-hitter against the Boston Bees. Just 4 days later, Vandermeer threw a second no-hitter, this time against the Dodgers. To this day, Vandermeer is still the only player in baseball history to throw 2 straight no-hitters.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
Next to Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, the name of A.G. Spalding is the most famous in American literature. It has been blazing forth on the cover of guides to all sorts of sports, upon bats and gloves for many years. Young America gets its knowledge of the past in the world of athletics from something that has Al Spalding on it in big black letters. And for that reason, as much as any other, he is one of the national figures of our time. Boston Herald.
You're listening. Welcome back. You know, back to what we were talking about earlier with the goofy umpire cam behind home plate. What really stinks about this is that they're the ones that carry the World Series. So I'm sure we're gonna get all kinds, and so we'll be getting the dugout interviews and the helmet cam and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, just show the game the way we've all grown up on it for years. It reminds me of, for you hockey fans, remember years ago when they tried to innovate hockey and they put the glowing puck out there, and fans hated it instantly. We're back to the action. The first pitch on the way is swung on, popped up high in the sky. Heim will grab the first pitch out. Tucker down on a first pitch out. It's one away. They came back from break instantly quick, and they were already into the action. So that wasn't us. I do apologize. Righty-righty matchup. Dubon comes to the plate. He takes the first pitch up high, 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Hanging curveball, swung on, banged on the ground, foul. 1-1. Evan Carter is now into left field for Grossman. Normally they wait on that, but something might be a brewing. The 1-1 pitch. High and out of the zone. 2-1. He's due up fifth in the next inning, so it's not like is the 2-1 pitch. Just misses outside. Ball 3-1. And they typically don't have him face left-handers, but either A, something's wrong with Grossman, or B, they didn't like what they saw with him at the plate. The 3-1 pitch, fastball, in on the fist, right in his kitchen, swung on, foul back. It's 3-2. Willis, at one point, they tried something to that. Willis says, can you imagine glow-in-the-dark baseballs? In the late 60s, I think it was early 70s, actually, the owner of the Oakland A's, as we're going to get a mound visit by the Heim catcher. Heim, he's going to go out there and talk to Eovaldi. Full count to Dubon. He experimented with orange, like almost like neon orange baseballs. And they used it in a couple of games and quickly got rid of it. But then I saw an interview with him on an old Tonight Show in the early 1980s where he was still pushing for it. So he really wanted those orange baseballs to be a thing. The 3-2 pitch swung on, that ball's hit on the ground over to second. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. Simeon to Lowe, and there's 2 away. And he brought the baseball on the show with him. So it was like a neon orange with white stitches, almost very like University of Tennessee helmet type of orange. And I was just sitting there thinking, and obviously the first thing that the batter said about it is the first pitch on the way to Pena is a swung on, broken bat, and Eovaldi will grab it, flip it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down, a shutdown inning for Eovaldi. We head to the top of the 5th inning. It's 3-1 in Houston.
I'm a Sagittarius, which probably tells you way more than you need to know.
Yes, it tells us that you participate in the mass cultural delusion that the sun's apparent position relative to arbitrarily defined constellations at the time of your birth somehow affects your personality.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. In 1970, the Cardinals signed a catcher out of high school named Randy Poffo. He played in the minors for the Cardinals and the Reds for 4 years before quitting baseball. He instead pursued professional wrestling, where he became the legendary Macho Man Randy Savage.
Braves country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding, the sporting goods king, could look back on a long career in baseball. First as a superb pitcher, then as a ruthless club owner, finally as the man who had made the game big business. But he still had one more service to perform. He was determined to prove that baseball was an exclusively American invention, the brainchild of some ingenious American lad. He appointed a commission to prove it, but 2 years of research turned up almost nothing. Then, in 1905, a letter arrived from a frail old man who claimed that General Abner Doubleday had invented baseball as a boy in Cooperstown, New York, one afternoon in 1839. It wasn't true, but it was just what Spalding had been looking. It proved, he said, that baseball truly was the national game, played by Americans, watched by Americans, now invented by an American.
Welcome back. We are heading to the fifth inning here. Rangers lead it 3-1. Valdez will go back to work. The first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Off the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Josh Young, lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1 pitch, outside wide, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way from Valdez, down below the knees, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch, check swing foul, evens up the count. It's 2-2. Framber Valdez, 68 pitches into the night. The 2-2 pitch on the way, down and away, ball 3. So a full count. Valdez comes set. The payoff pitch. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. Valdez gets the first out here in the fifth inning. That'll bring Tavares up to the plate. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch on the way to the center fielder is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Letty Tavares, 0 for 1 with the ground out in the third. 4 for 14 in this series. Does have a home run and an RBI. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss up top. 89 miles an hour. Got him with the cutter. Evens up the count. It's 1-1. Texas 3, Houston 1. Game 6 of the ALCS. The pitch on the way. Swung on. That ball is laced towards the hole at short. Backhanded. Flips it over to short, and about a 7 hopper rolls into the glove of Abreu. About 7 to 10 feet wide of the bag. Nowhere near to make the play. And it's an infield single. Didn't really have much of a chance to get him there. Really making that throw could have only turned into a disaster. Valdez will go back to work. The first pitch on the way to the leadoff hitter, Simeon, as the order flips over, is off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Simeon's 0 for 1. He did walk in the first inning. Valdez, 74 pitches in. The 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled away. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Valdez steps off the mound for a second. Shaking his head profusely. I don't know what that's about. The 1-1 pitch. Misses high, 2-1. Seems to be really ticked off or disturbed by something. Steps off the rubber again. Needs to be careful there. He'll get an automatic ball. The 2-1 pitch just misses outside. Ball 3-1. I don't know if he's getting frustrated with the calls. The 3-1. Standing on deck is Seager. Valdez flips it over to first to keep the runner close by. Could really use a double play right here to get out of the inning. The 3-1 in the dirt, ball 4. So he'll head down to first. Runners on first and second. 1 out. You got to figure this is a big at bat for Valdez. The pitching coach, Miller, I believe, is coming out there to talk to Valdez. You look at how it's set up here. Seager, the left-hander, is standing at the plate. Remember, they pulled Grossman for Carter last inning for defense, so he is on deck. So he's got 2 left-handers due up, and I would think that unless there's something else in play here, they're going to want him to face those 2 guys. If it gets much worse than this, Carter could be his last batter. He's only at 78 pitches, but it's more the fact of not letting the game get away. So this is a big couple of at-bats here. Seager digs in. Valdez goes back to work. The first pitch on the way. Swung on. That ball is aligned to Altuve. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 away. An atom ball. Big out there for Valdez, and now he'll face the rookie Carter. A lefty-lefty matchup coming to the plate. It is unbelievable. I mean, does Seager ever walk? He swings at every single pitch. The first pitch on the way to Carter is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. It's amazing that he gets the stats that he does because he does not work counts. He has not done it one time of any of these games that we've done. The 1-0 pitch. Grabs the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Garcia stands on deck. Houston trails 3-1, top of the 5th. 2 outs. The pitch on the way. Right there, 96 miles an hour. It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Houston faithful trying to root Valdez on. The 1-2 pitch on the way is in the dirt, 2-2. You got deuces wild here. Texas leads by 2. It's a 2-2 count, 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch. Valdez comes set. On the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. That'll end the inning. So on the ropes, Valdez fights through and gets through 5. We'll be back in a flash. Game number 6 of the ALCS.
Say something, a comment about the ref. Is it 20,000? It's a lot of money, eh? So I should not do it. I save my money. I got to pay for diapers.
Learn with purpose with the Great Courses Plus. You'll have unlimited access to enlightening, engaging, in-depth video and audio courses on hundreds of topics taught by incredible professors. And you can learn anywhere, anytime with the Great Courses Plus app. What purpose awaits you? Find out today with a free trial. Sign up at thegreatcoursesplus.com. Remember, thegreatcoursesplus.com.
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. Hank Aaron wore number 44 in 20 of his 21 seasons with the Braves. In the first season after his death, the Braves won 44 games before the All-Star break, 44 games after the All-Star break, and then won the World Series in the 44th week of the year.
We need Doubleday because as a culture we have to have origin myths. Now, baseball has no point of origin. It evolved. We know that. So they set up a commission, and they ginned up this absurd story about Abner Doubleday, who, as one writer said, probably didn't know a baseball from a kumquat, but he did fire the first responsive Union volley at Fort Sumter, and he did briefly command the troops at Gettysburg. So to have an American hero as the originator of the game seemed very appropriate indeed. It's total mythology. In fact, there is no single point of origin.
Let's not try to find a starting place for baseball. Let's consider it to be the Darwinian product of centuries of movement of people and continents and oceans, and something rising from the sea and then turning eventually after years of evolution into Barry Bonds.
You're listening to... Welcome back. First pitch to Maldonado. He is out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Eovaldi goes back to work. The righty-righty matchup. 1-0 pitch. Hits him. Gets him inside. Clips his wing. And he'll head on down to first base. He appears to be okay. Got him right there on the chicken wing, right there at the elbow. But he's wearing that elbow guard. And he appears to be okay. Actually, I think Maldonado was hoping for that. He kind of braced and said, "Come on, baby. Send me down to first." Thank you, director. I think we'll get that run. Altuve's coming to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch on the way to Altuve. Swung on. Pops it up. Well, that's going to be an easy pop fly over there in the pretty spacious foul territory here at Minute Maid Park, and there's one away. This would really be something if we see a series where the road team continues to win and you go to a game 7. I really thought Houston would come out firing on all cylinders, and they looked like they were going to at the beginning of the game. First pitch on the way to Brantley is inside for a strike. It's 0-1. Still a lot of game to go, but I thought they were going to get Eovaldi out there early on. He's a bulldog in the playoffs. That's for sure. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Over the top, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Playing him on the shift, so there's a huge gap between short stop area where the third baseman Young is playing and the third base line. A good 40 to 50 feet. Wide open spaces down that line. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, just got a piece of that, a stitch or two to stay alive. We'll do it again at 0-2. The 0-2. Eovaldi comes set. The pitch on the way. Off the plate wide, 96 miles an hour. Tried to get him to chase that one. 1-2. Goes back to what we talk about all the time. If you're playing the infield to pull, why would you throw a fastball out there? Because if he just dinks it down the line, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Set him up with that drop pitch. Look like the split finger, and there's 2 away. So 2 down. Alex Bregman comes to the plate. He takes the first pitch outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Home plate umpire Jordan Baker has called that pitch a strike a few times tonight, but not that time. The 1-0 pitch, righty-righty matchup, kicks and deals. Off the plate wide, ball 2, 2-0. You got to figure he's going to get something to hit here. The last thing Eovaldi wants to do is put the tying run on first and face Alvarez. The 2-0 pitch. Off the plate wide, ball 3. So a 3-0 count. Two outs. Runner on first. Tying run standing at home plate. The 3-0 from Eovaldi. Right down the pipe and taken all the way was Bregman. 3-1. Sure, there was a part of Bregman that really wanted to unload on that. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, pops it up. Will it stay in play? Heim waving everybody out. Off, and that'll end the inning. So Maldonado gets on by the hit by pitch, and then it's 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash, heading to the 6th. The Rangers holding a 2-run lead.
Question 2. Who would you rather spend the night with? A, your wife, or B?
B. Armchair Quarterbacks Radio. Living in an era of baseball where the impossible is unfolding right before our eyes.
Salvador Perez, the 2-2. Popped up, send the ball in foul territory. Giants win! A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants for the 3rd time in the last 5 years. And their hero, Madison Bumgarner. The 1-2 again. Inside corner. The Royals, 2015 World Champion. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs, win the World Series. Bryant makes the play. It's over. And the Cubs have finally won it all.
But the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Armchair.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Kirk Gibson walking off Game 1 of the 1988 World Series is one of the most iconic home runs of all time. Despite how famous the play is, nobody knows where the home run ball itself is located. The bat.
In 1882, owners of Midwestern clubs left out of the National League established a league of their own, the American Baseball Association. Its games cost just a quarter. Its teams played on Sundays, and its ballparks sold liquor. The new Beer and Whiskey League drew bigger, rowdier crowds. The stands filled with working men and immigrants, not the middle-class, native-born fans who followed the National League. It was baseball's heyday. Competition flourished. Play improved. Attendance skyrocketed, and huge wood and iron grandstands were built in all the big cities. The two leagues staged an end-of-the-season championship for fans who could not get enough baseball.
Welcome back. We head to the top of the sixth inning, 3-1 your score, and Matone has come on for the Astros. First pitch on the way to Garcia, righty-righty matchup is called for a strike on the outer edge. Garcia doesn't like it. He's had a wide zone all night long. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on. That ball is rifled down deep down the right field line. Is it fair? It's gone, but it is just foul, and I mean just foul. Just a few feet foul of the foul pole. Man alive, was that close. And you better believe the Houston faithful let Garcia know about it. They are still booing him. Time is called by Garcia. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Remember, he's the villain of the night in Houston, as he was the one that got into it with the Astros after being hit by the pitch in Game 5. The 0-2 pitch off the plate wide, 1-2. And because of that incident, Abreu, the pitcher that threw the ball, has been suspended for 2 games. And he's taken the suspension mainly because as the 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, grounded down the line. We'll do it again at 1-2. The hope is they would get the win tonight or tomorrow night, and he would be pretty much ready for the entire World Series. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And there's one away. Big strikeout by Matone. Astros fans continue to give him the business. 3 strikeouts on the night. First pitch on the way from Matone to Garver, swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Matone lets her fly, swung on, pops it up. That should be easy playable. Coming in, making the catch is Dubon, the center fielder, in shallow right center, and there's 2 away. Two down, and that'll bring Heim to the plate. Jonah Heim, switch hitting Heim catcher, stands in from the left side. First pitch on the way, swung on, grounded over to first. Is it fair? It is fair. Abreu grabs it, steps on the pillow, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The heart of the Houston Astro order is coming to the plate.
Oh, look at that door, dude. See that door right there? One marked pirate. You think a pirate lives in there? I see a door marked private. Is that the door you're talking about? No, I was talking about... Yep. I didn't say... No, what did you hear? I heard you say you saw a door marked pirate.
No, see, that's not what I'm saying.
We're talking about pirates all day. We gotta find out what lives in here. Jesus Christ.
Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
Man, believe this or not, I don't watch no film, bro. Like, I just know the game of football inside out. I feel like Madden has a good tell of how good players are. So I just play Madden the night before, and I go look at all their ratings. So I just go get on Madden. I go to the EA rosters, then I scroll down and see what their awareness is, their speed is, and their sprint. And that's how I get a good tell on them.
In 1882, William Hulbert died, and control of the National League and his old team, the Chicago White Stockings, passed to his second in command, A.G. Spalding.
The magnet must be a strong man among strong men. Everything is possible to him who dares. Albert Goodwill Spalding.
The railroads had Commodore Vanderbilt. Big Steel had Andrew Carnegie. Big Oil, John D. Rockefeller. Baseball had Albert Goodwill Spalding.
First pitch on the way to Alvarez from Eovaldi is swung on. That ball is rifled into center field, down for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for the Houston Astros. Good piece of hitting by Alvarez, as he was first pitch headhunting. That pitch was kind of a get you over fastball. So 1 on, nobody out. That'll bring Abreu to the plate. Abreu takes the first pitch in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Yeah. Rob, I don't know about you, but that game last night had me nervous. The 1-0 pitch. Righty-righty matchup. Swing, and that ball is hammered into right field, in for a base hit against the shift. Alvarez had to hold up for a second, so he'll just go first to second. And there's runners on first and second. Nobody out. And coming to the plate is Kyle Tucker. Just kind of fought that off and hit them where they ain't. The Rangers' infield defense was playing the shift. So 2 on, nobody out. They're starting to warm up in the bullpens. Boers, the right-hander, is just starting to get warm. The first pitch on the way to Tucker, drops a bunt, a bad bunt attempt, pops it up, goes and falls harmlessly into foul territory. It's 0-1. He's showing bunt. I would tend to think he doesn't bunt very often because that was a bad attempt at a bunt. Young will now play in from third base. The 0-1 pitch swung on, dribbled over to second. It's going to be an easy force play going 3 6, but Alvarez moves down to third, and Tucker will be safe at first. So you get the force out, but almost like a bunt. You do get the run down to third. Runners on the corners, 1 out. That'll bring Dubon to the plate. Can really tell Tucker is struggling because they would have never dreamed about dropping a bunt before with him. First pitch on the way to Dubon is up top, called for a swing and strike. It's 0-1. Kind of an excuse me swing, but it looks like he did go around. The 0-1 righty-righty matchup. Dubon just trying to get a fly ball to get the lead down to 1. You do have Tucker with speed on first. So if he gets one down in the gap, we could be tied. Runners on the corners, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch, swing, and fouls it back out of play. Do it again. They're definitely trying to get him to pop one up. Dubon, really much known as a line drive hitter, not known for his power. Of course, has that speed being a center fielder. They're trying to get him to pop one up as opposed to induce a double play, because he'd be a tough one to turn unless it's hit right at a fielder. The 0-2 pitch, swung on, lifted high and deep into right field. This should get the run home. Garcia makes the catch. Alvarez will jog on home, and the lead's been cut in half. It's 3-2. Garcia makes the catch and flips it into the infield at second base to keep Tucker at bay. But you're now looking at a 1-run game. Dubon got his job done. So that'll bring Pena to the plate. You got to figure Tucker could be on the move here with 2 outs. And they're thinking the same thing as Eovaldi flips the first pitch over there to keep the runner at bay. Pena 0 for 2. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way, swung on, grounded over to short. That's going to be an easy 6-4 putout to end the inning. But not before the Astros cut it to a 1-run lead. It's 3-2 Texas. We'll head to the top of the 7th.
So I just got fired from my job, and I don't even know why, because I only no-call, no-showed one time. I mean, I was late every single day, and I called in today and yesterday. But, that is so unnecessary.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. In the early days of baseball, some hitters would choose to use a flat bat. Batters felt that utilizing a flat bat allowed them to bunt easier. But Rule 1.10a was instituted stating the bat shall be a smooth, round stick. Last year, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill, Harrison Bader, and Tommy Edman all won a Gold Glove Award. This made the 2021 Cardinals the first team in history to win 5 Gold Glove Awards.
It all starts with just one thing. Get to know your local beekeeper. You can make sure they don't use chemicals in the hive, that they only sell surplus honey, plus locally produced honeys have a smaller carbon footprint. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
During the first decade of the 20th century, Americans sought to solve their country's problems by organizing everything. They formed children's aid societies, consumer associations, municipal reform leagues, and baseball teams. They played for the Reading Alerts, Utica Pentups, Binghamton Bingos, Scranton Choctaws, Hagerstown Antietam, and New Jersey McClellans, the Laredo Apaches, Union City Greyhounds, Cincinnati Porkers, Evansville River Rats, and Iola Gas Band. They played for the Greenville, Mississippi Buckshots, Troy Collar and Cuff Makers, Providence Clam Diggers, Terre Haute Hottentots, Des Moines Undertakers, Lebanon Pretzel Eaters, Yakima Pippin, Bangor Bangers, and the Hartford Wideawakes. So eager to play, they got up at dawn to get in a game before they went to work.
Well, the season's finally here.
The Armchair Quarterbacks are back. Saturdays, 10 a.m., you'll be tailgating with the Armchair Quarterbacks. Mac Magee, Joey and Tones, and the rest of the Armchair Quarterbacks live, 10 a.m., Saturdays this fall. Talking college football, SEC, ACC, Big Ten, the NFL, fantasy football advice, and our picks against the spread. Right here on Braves Country HD, 99.1 FM, WQEE.
Yeah, the Armchair Quarterback.
Welcome back. We got a one-run ball game as we head to the top of the seventh inning. Still a long way to go here. And Texas is going to be looking for some insurance runs. Hector Neris comes on out of the bullpen for the Houston Astros. First pitch on the way from Hector is right there for a strike. Or they call that inside for a ball? Looks like they did. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, grounded over to first. Abreu's got it. Waves off Neris. He'll step on the bag, and there's one away. So used to the home plate umpire Jordan Baker calling wide strikes, I just assumed he called that one a strike. So one down. First pitch on the way from Neris to Young is off the plate. Called for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Young 0 for 2. The pitch on the way. Down and away. 93 miles an hour. Misses low. 2-0. The 2-0 from Neris. Way outside, wide, ball 3. So a 3-0 count. Standing on deck would be Taveras. The 3-0 pitch inside, ball 4. 3 of 4 of those pitches were nowhere near the zone. I will say one thing, Rob. The Kelly Green Eagle jerseys that they're donning tonight, those should become permanent again. First pitch on the way to Taveras is swung on, pops it up high in the sky. Easy catch in shallow center field by the shortstop Pena, and there's 2 away. Texas 3, Houston 2. The runner on first. Pitch on the way. Maldonado jumps up and fires it down to first, trying to keep Young close by. Almost caught him with his hand in the cookie jar. He gets back under the tag. So a 1-0 count. Righty-righty matchup. Neris flips it over there again, so they are just making sure that Young does not get a good jump. Young does have good wheels, and with 2 outs, the 1-0 pitch. right there on the edge for a strike on the outer edge. It's 1-1. We'll hit the NFL scoreboard here in a second, get everyone caught up with everything. The 1-1 swing, and that ball is laced into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Runner on first and second. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. You got to figure Dusty's going to have a short leash here. Last thing he wants to do is have this lead extended. Top of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Quick powwow on the mound with Neris. Home plate umpire Jordan Baker went out there to break it up. So we're back to the action. Righty-lefty matchup. Seager, who has been early swinging on almost every one of his at-bats this series, stands at the plate. Neris steps off the mound, chases Young back to second, excuse me. That'll count as one of his moves, though he did not offer. First pitch on the way, swung on, grounded over to first. Foul, just foul of the bag. It's 0-1. I don't know why any pitcher would throw Corey Seager a first pitch strike. The 0-1. Pitch on the way. Just off the plate wide, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. They do have the right-hander warming up in the bullpen for Houston. Remember, they're down Abreu. The 1-1 pitch misses outside, 2-1. Thought it was a little excessive to give him a 2-game suspension, and then Garcia garnered no suspension. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, rifled right at Abreu. He's got it, flips it over to the pitcher covering the bag. Neris steps on the bag, spins around, slaps the ground 3 or 4 times, as that'll end the inning. Man, you would have thought that was Game 7 of the World Series. We'll be back in a flash. Get up and stretch. The Astros grab the bats.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back with
ahead and hit that scoreboard real quick for those of y'all who may not have caught what happened in the NFL today. Eagles lead the Dolphins 17-10 in the third quarter. Earlier today, Bears all over the Raiders 30-12. Browns 1-point win over the Colts 39-38. Patriots 29-25 over the Bills. Commanders lose 14-7 against the Giants. Falcons 16-13. Walk-off field goal by Younghoe Koo at the gun. They win in Tampa. Ravens 38-6 over the Lions. Steelers shocked the Rams in LA 24-17. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 20-10. Broncos 19-17 winners over the Packers, and the Chiefs held off the Chargers with a late touchdown, winning by 14. And that's your out-of-town scoreboard update. Getting ready here for the bottom of the seventh inning. Maldonado and then the top of the order due up. Eovaldi goes back to work. The first pitch on the way is a fastball at the knees on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Nathan Eovaldi, man, what a unbelievable signing by Texas. I mean, he has absolutely shined in the postseason. The 0-1 pitch swung on, hit high, not very deep into left field. Coming in, making the catch is Carter, and there's one away. So one down, and Jose Altuve will come to the dish. Righty-righty matchup. Eovaldi, by the way, only at 84 pitches. So if he gets a quick inning here, he could go out there for the eighth. First pitch on the way to Altuve is outside, well wide of the dish for a ball. It's 1-0. Altuve singled in the first, scored a run. Also had a stolen base. 1 for 3 on the night. The 1-0 pitch swung on, and that ball's hit high and deep down the left field line, but plenty foul. Evens up the count at 1-1. Looked like the splitter, and it was a hanging splitter. Altuve just couldn't keep it straight. The 1-1 off the plate wide. Bender misses way outside the zone. It's 2-1. So a 2-1 count. One down, nobody on. Houston trails by 1. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That ball is lifted into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And Altuve is on, representing the tying run here in the bottom of the seventh inning. They just showed a clip of a guy in the stands who was just, you could tell he's very boisterous. And I'm wondering how many dates him and his girl had been on, because she had a look like, oh, what did I go to the game with? He's an Astros fan. The ball got down for a base hit, and he just started losing his mind. She had a smile like, uh-oh. So runner on first, 1 out. Kind of like the first time my wife hung out with me watching any kind of a ball game. She was like, oh my God. Bruce Bochy's going to go out there and talk to Eovaldi. He's at 88 pitches. You're in that dangerous part of the lineup. Brantley, the lefty, due up. Bregman, and then Alvarez. And I think they were just buying time, because it looks like they're going to go get the left-hander out of the pen. Eovaldi, if he was at home, he'd be getting a standing ovation right now. He threw one heck of a game. When we come back, Runner on first is Altuve. There's one down. We got ourselves a 1-run game here in game number 6 of the American League Championship Series.
This one time, a boyfriend cheated on me, and I broke up with him on our way home. And while we were driving, he got so mad at me that he took my glasses off my face and threw them out the window. Was just like, all right, if you don't want to see me, then you don't need to see anyone. Good luck finding someone better, and also your way home. You, John.
What's going on here, guys?
All right, Coach. So basically, it was a holding call. But these dudes started me in their fantasy league, which is cool because this dude started our quarterback, but he started our kicker, and I started their defense. So it's kind of a pickle.
Compromising the integrity of this game with your fantasy football leagues? Listen to me. If there was holding, you make that holding call. I don't care if it was on our team or not. I care about this game too much to let you.
Coach, you started their defense too, didn't you? Yeah, you definitely started their defense.
Damn right I did.
Armchair.
You think for one damn minute I'm going to take a loss standing down. You just have another thought coming.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by the best things in life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding. With $800 borrowed from his mother, he opened a sporting goods business. Soon, he was manufacturing all the baseballs used in the National League. He then began making bats and uniforms, managing to persuade club owners that each position should have its own distinctive garb. The result was chaos. The team looked like a Dutch bed of tulips, a Chicago sports writer said, and the experiment was quickly abandoned.
Welcome back. Josh Spores comes into the game. Runner on first. 1 out. Michael Brantley, righty-lefty matchup. Is at the plate. The first pitch on the way. It's up high and out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Really shows you where they're at with this Ranger bullpen. You would have thought they would have went to a left-hander. The main one that comes to mind for me is Will Smith, and I guess they don't want that heart attack tonight. The 1-0 pitch. High and out of the zone, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. They also have, they've got Aroldis Chapman and Bradford as well. I'm really surprised they didn't go to him in this spot. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, bang foul off the ground. We'll do it again. I know Bochy is old school, but for me, I'm facing the heart of the order with the tying run on first in the 7th. That's when I go and put Chapman in. The 2-1 pitch. Spores lets her fly. Fastball right there at the knees. Called for a low strike. Looked like it hit the zone. Brantley doesn't like it, but did look like it clipped the zone. It's 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Altuve on first. Always a threat to go. 1 down. The pitch on the way. Swung on, grounded over to second. It's going to be a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. So Spores gets the job done, and they're not going to have to face the middle of the order when we come back. The Rangers grab the bats, leading by 1.
Hi, my name's Mike, and if you're sitting there watching this tape smoking your cigarette, well, hit the fast forward button, because I don't smoke and I don't like people who do smoke.
I'm not afraid to get sand on my tuxedo if you're not afraid to let the wind mess your hair up a little bit when I take the top down. I'm an executive by day and a wild man by night.
And I do consider myself a refined valley dude.
Armchair.
First inning, I called him Jackie. So let me give you a little context of that. 2019, he came out with an interview, said that he's the new Jackie Robinson of baseball. He's going to bring back fun for the game, right? And 2019, when I played for Atlanta, we actually joked about that on the game. I don't know what's changed from, and I've said it to him in years past, not in any manner, they're just joking around for the fact that he called himself Jackie Robinson.
Cincinnati took the fourth game 2-0 behind the superb pitching of Jimmy Ring. Eddie Cicotti had pitched well for the Sox, but once again, he made several devastating errors in the field.
There is no alibi for Cicotti. He pitched a great game, a determined game, and one that would have won 9 times out of 10. But he brought the defeat crashing down upon his own head by trying to do all the defensive work. He made the wild throw that gave the Reds their opening, the only real one they had. And he followed that up by grabbing a ball thrown from the outfield and deflecting it past the catcher. A high fly to left, blown by the wind over the head of Jackson, who was playing close in, followed, and Chicago was beaten.
3 White Sox, Felsch, Gandil, and Shoeless Joe, all of them conspirators, had managed hits that afternoon. Only at bat did Jackson evidently forget the script. He would bat .375 in the series.
Welcome back. Coming on to pitch is Abreu, so they must have challenged the suspension right before game time, because I was checked in on it maybe an hour before game time, and they made it sound like they weren't going to challenge it. First pitch on the way from Abreu to Carter is swung on, foul back out of play. It's 1-1. The 1-1 from Abreu. Kicks and deals, check swing, dribbles it over towards short. Pena has to charge the play. He fires it over to first, and they're going to say he just got him in time. Carter's convinced that he beat it. So we'll have to see what happened here. Oh yeah, he definitely beat it. He beat that by about a half step. From the blind eye, it looked like that he beat it. Texas will challenge this. But I was a little confused because when he crossed over the bag, first base umpire was so emphatic about it. So we're going to have the showdown that a lot of folks have been looking for. Garcia is going to be at the plate. Abreu is going to be on the mound. This was the matchup that caused the dust up just a few days ago. And you got a runner on first and nobody out as the challenge did come back. Carter was safe. And here we go. So this ought to be interesting. I don't know. Maldonado is making some kind of a claim. I think it's got to do with the that pitch comm thing again, because he's pointing at his head, and that's exactly what it is. If I'm Maldonado, I say it loud enough for Garcia to hear it. I tell home plate umpire, goes, How am I going to tell him to throw inside and hit this SOB if I don't have the pitch comm working? So you got a runner on first, nobody out, top of the 8th inning. Texas leads 3-2. They're looking for those insurance runs. You know the woes they've had with their bullpen. One run just doesn't seem quite enough. I feel like you could get into Garcia's head too. So you could say a few things behind home plate that you could really get into his grill. Something like a look out. First pitch on the way from Abreu is a fastball way off the plate wide, 99 miles an hour. Backhanded by Maldonado, keeping it from going to the backstop. It's 1-0. Now, you do wonder if it's in Abreu's head because he wants to make sure he doesn't hit him so he gets suspended again. Wouldn't that be something? The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Runner on the way. He'll have second base stolen with ease. A head first slide. And Evan Carter takes the bag. Good jump by Carter. The 1-1 pitch swung on, fouled back, straight back to the backstop. 1-2, 99 miles an hour. So a 1-2 count. Remember, Garcia, not only is he 0 for 3 tonight, he's got 3 strikeouts. So the Houston faithful want to see this one. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. He gets the golden sombrero, and the Houston fans are giving it to him. There's got to be a part of Garcia that's smiling in the dugout going, I knew that was coming. So 1 down, and Garver will come to the plate. Garver's 2 for 3 on the night. He takes the first pitch off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Garver, a solo shot, a single. He has scored 2 runs. 4 for 20 in the series. Righty-righty matchup. Top of the 8th here. 1 out, 1 run game. The 1-0 pitch. Just off the plate wide, called for a strike. Man, oh man alive. Is that a bad call? It's 1-1. The 1-1. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Did he go around? He did not. He may have, but that might be first base umpire Stu Sherwater evening that one up because that was a bad strike 1 called. We saw Baker in the NLDS. We saw Baker several times last half of the year, and he really stuck out as someone who's got like an incredibly bad strike zone. The 2-1 pitch, down and away, ball 3, 3-1. And one of the most interesting things about it is you would think with as bad of his strike zone is, he's this grizzled veteran. He's a pretty young guy. The 3-1 pitch swung on, and that ball is lifted into left field. It is down for a base hit. That's going to be a run. It's 4-2 Texas. The ball is up off the wall. The throw comes in. Garver stands at second. Carter comes home. And the Rangers double their lead. That was a hanger. And he just laced it down the left field line. Ball reached the warning track, bounced up and smacked up against the left field wall. So Jankowski will come on and run for Garver. Remember, they did this in game number 5. Is the first pitch on the way, is a swing and a miss. Strike 98 up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses high. 1-1. I get the idea that they want the speed at second, but I'm also thinking you lead by 2. You end up in extra innings. You'd much rather have Garver's bat, the 1-1. Swung on, foul, back out of play. It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Runner on first, a 4-2 game. Abreu, 15 pitches in. The 16th is swung on and bang foul back behind home plate. High chopper hits the backstop. We'll do it again. It's 1-2. Texas 4, Houston 2, top of the 8th inning. The pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball's lifted high. Not very deep. Coming in, making the sliding catch is Brantley. You know, I remember when the Braves re-signed Rosario, Brantley was a free agent. And the Braves would not give him a multi-year deal. And now look at him. He's still playing at a high level. And wouldn't you rather have that out in left field than what the Braves have now? First pitch on the way to low is swung on and fouled down the line. 99-mile-an-hour fastball out of play. It's 0-1. I know he's a light-hitting outfielder, but he gives you good at-bats. He plays solid defense. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss out wide. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Top of the 8th. Abreu about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So he gets out of it, but he does give up the run. You know, now that he's thrown 20 pitches, if I were him, I'd go ahead and take that suspension. He probably won't be able to pitch tomorrow anyways. We'll be back in a flash. Astros grab the bats, trailing by only 2.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Hall of Famer Larry Walker was a big fan of the number 3. He wore the number 33 for his entire career. His first contract with the Expos was $3 million, and the most stolen bases he had in a season was 33. He also got married on November 3rd at 3:33 p.m. His career batting average with the Rockies was .333, and he was the 333rd member of the Hall of Fame.
The final weeks of the 1908 National League season saw a fierce struggle between the Chicago Cubs and their arch rivals, the New York Giants. With the pennant on the line, they met at the Polo Grounds on September 23rd. In the bottom of the 9th, there were 2 outs and 2 men on for the Giants, with the score tied 1-1. Giant pinch hitter Moose McCormick was on third, representing the winning run. Fred Merkle was the runner on first. Al Bridwell, the Giant shortstop, was up to bat. He lined the very first pitch past Cubs second baseman Johnny Evers into center field for a clean single. Moose McCormick lumbered home. The Giants had won the game and most likely the pennant.
Trying to explain the Merkle boner in 25 words or less is like trying to explain relativity to kindergartners. It's a force out, and under the rules of baseball, and this had happened in a game umpired by the same umpire 3 weeks earlier, so Evers knew where he stood. Under the rules of baseball, the play was not completed so long as there was a force out possible. And when the force out concluded, the run that scored didn't count. It ended up determining who won the pennant that year. It also ended up leaving poor Fred Merkle with this eponym created to embarrass and humiliate him and his ghostly presence even to this day.
You're listening to Braves Country HD with Mac Magee and the Armchair Quarterbacks on Braves Country HD wherever you stream.
Boomer and Geo on the Fan and the CBS Sports Network.
It's Boomer and Geo on the Fan. Braves Country Radio. Everybody was asking for your pick all afternoon long, and you said I have to go on Braves Country Radio first to give my pick, and then I will tweet it out. Okay, so what is
this? What is this Braves Radio? I mean,
they gave me an interview about gambling for 15, 20 minutes.
Armchair.
Spores is back out there for another inning of work, and he fires the first pitch to Bregman up top for a ball. It's 1-0. You got to figure he's probably going to be there just for this at bat. The 1-0 pitch, down and in, 2-0. You got the left-hander on deck of Alvarez, then Abreu, then Tucker. So you would tend to think they're going to bring the left-hander in, but you never know. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball right there at the knees. 96 miles an hour. It's 2-1. If he gets Bregman out, they may roll the dice and see if he can get through Alvarez and Abreu. Now with the 2-run lead and not the 1-run lead. The 2-1. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Did he go around? He did not. Looked like he may have offered, but first base umpire Stu Sherwater says no dice. And that looked like he went around, but Bregman will take it. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball up top. Called for a strike. That was a high strike. And that might have been a get-right pitch there by Jordan Baker. Might very well be anything you can do, I can do better. Remember last inning when first base umpire Sherwater cleaned up the previous pitch? That might have been what he was doing. The 3-2 pitch, that one is way too high to call for a strike. Bregman will send himself down to first base, taking off the leg guard, and here comes Jordan. I always want to call him Jordan. Yordan Alvarez. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, is going out there to talk to him. So typically that means that they are going to let him pitch. Now, this is interesting. Maddox leaned over the railing to ask something. Not sure what it was, but to ask something of Bruce Bochy. Leclerc is the only one warming up in the bullpen that they're showing. So that would just be another righty. And honestly, the way Leclerc has pitched, I'd leave Spores in there as well. I don't understand why they don't have a left-hander. They have a couple at their disposal in that bullpen. Mainly Aroldis Chapman. You also have Will Smith. But here we go. The first pitch on the way to Alvarez is swung on and banged foul down the first base line. It's 0-1. As hot as Alvarez has been, I would want no part of it. The left-hander's in that bullpen right now. Available is the 0-1 pitch. Just grabs the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-2. Is Bradford, Chapman, Heaney, but considering he's in their starting rotation, probably not available. Perez and Will Smith, so that they've got a plethora of lefties. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. 97 miles an hour up top. That's a big strikeout. Bochy rolled the dice and came up 7-11. That fastball was just off the edge, but I don't think Alvarez felt like that he could lay off it. As wild as the strikes have been called tonight. First pitch on the way to Abreu is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Tucker on deck, runner on first. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball is laced into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. A hanging breaking ball just above the knees, and Abreu did not miss it. You got runners on first and second. One out, and the left-handed Tucker coming to the plate. And you do wonder if they'll make Tucker face someone else. But Spores looks like they're going to let him roll. Dubon is on deck. That might have something playing into their game plan, not wanting to have Dubon face a lefty with only one out. Could have a lot to do with this. And Tucker has struggled. He's only 3 for 21 in the entire series. Bruce Bochy's going to come out there. He will make the pitching change. This will be interesting. Is it Leclerc? And if so, can he get 5 outs to get them to a Game 7? We'll be back in a flash here. Braves Country Radio's American League Championship Series, game number 6.
I just remember, like, in 1998 when the internet blew up and everyone was all freaked out about it, and they were like, keep your information off the internet, and we were like, yeah, for sure. And like now, a stranger can literally just pull up to us in an alley and roll down the window, say our name, and we're like, oh, thank God, can you take me to where I live?
Pete Schneider was a pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds from 1914 to 1918. On May 23rd, 1923, he had one of the greatest nights a baseball player can have. In that game, he was the starting right fielder for Vernon of the Pacific Coast League at Salt Lake City. In his first at-bat in the first inning, he hit a 2-run home run. Vernon batted around in the third, and once again, he would come up to the plate, this time with the bases loaded. With one swing, he unloaded them with a grand slam. In just 3 innings, he had 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. In the 4th inning, he again hit a home run, this time a 3-run home run. His next at-bat came in the 6th. He just missed another home run when he hit a double off the very top of the center field wall. In the 7th inning, he hit his 4th home run and 2nd grand slam of the game, raising his home run total to 4 and his RBI total to 13. Vernon would bat around again, and Schneider would come to the plate again in the 7th, this time with the bases empty. He hit another home run. His last at-bat came in the 9th. His last at-bat resulted in a flyout to center field. He ended the game with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. What a performance. Oh yeah, and his team ended up winning the game 35-11.
Rothstein was basically a guy who never gambled. You know, he's known as a gambler, and he never gambled on anything in his life, which is why he got very, very wealthy. He only put money ostensibly gambling on things that he knew were a sure thing or that he had covered so well that there was no way that he couldn't make a profit. I don't think he really cared about sports. I think he really did cynically feel like, well, these guys are schmucks. They're going to be old men, and I'm still going to be making money off this game when they just have to pay to get into the stadium.
Welcome back. Game is on the line. We've got runners at first and second. Just 1 out. Jose Leclerc, the closer, is coming in the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th with just 1 out. So they're going to ask him to go more than just your traditional 3. First pitch on the way from Leclerc to Kyle Tucker is down and away 97 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Kyle Tucker is just 3 for 21 in the series. Has struggled mightily down the stretch. The 1-0 pitch down and in, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Four to your score. The tying run at first. Go ahead at the plate. Leclerc comes set. The pitch on the way inside almost gets him. 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Leclerc is nowhere near the zone. I don't know if it's nerves. Remember the last time he was out there, he got banged around. The 3-0 pitch. Fastball right there at the knees, outer edge, bottom corner, and it's 3-1. You still got to figure if you're Tucker with a 3-1 count, I'd still be sitting dead red. If you don't get anything particular to hit right here, I'd bank on Leclerc missing. The 3-1 pitch. Off the plate, wide, ball 4. So you got bases loaded, 1 out. The tying runs are now on second and third. Your go-ahead run is at first. Aroldis Chapman is warming up in the bullpen. But remember, Leclerc has to face 3 batters. I believe Maddox is probably going out there talking about strategy with them. If you're going in and looking at the strategy, here's what's going on. Dubon is coming to the plate. Pena is right after him. Dubon is the one that can probably do the most damage, as Pena and Maldonado are right behind him. And I'm sure looming in the back of Leclerc's mind is the fact that Jose Altuve, if they were to get it that far, would be the 4th guy due up. But there is 1 out. The bases are loaded. There's a force at every bag. The game right now is at the plate. The first pitch on the way to Dubon comes out of his shoes, swings at a 93-mile-an-hour sinker on the outer edge. And it's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Leclerc looks in, lifts the glove, kicks and fires. Did he go around? They're going to say that he did, 0-2. So Dubon a little too anxious there at the plate. He's chased 2 pitches off the corner. You got to figure if you're Leclerc, you can throw another cutter out there wide, see if he chases. The 0-2 pitch. On the way, they set up wide, swung on, and that ball is laced into the glove of Seager. A soft line drive, an L6 if you're scoring at home. And there's 2 away. So Dubon, not a great at bat there. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back. And it looks like that they are going to go ahead and pull a pinch hitter here. Left-hander Singleton coming to the plate. They've brought him in before. John Singleton, 165 batting average this year. 2 home runs, 12 RBI. But I remember earlier in the series, he came up and worked a walk like they pitched around him, like he was Babe Ruth. So it'll be interesting to see how they attack him here. Bases are loaded, 2 outs, the tying run at second. The first pitch on the way to Singleton is a fastball off the edge, 98 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Texas 4, Houston 2. Bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-0. Pitch on the way. Right there for a strike, 98 miles an hour. Just kissed the black off the edge. Evens up the count at 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Bases juiced. Pitch on the way. Swung on, rifled down the first base line. Foul. And it's 1-2. You got a 1-2 count. Bases juiced. Leclerc digs in. The pitch on the way. Down below the knees. Good take. That was a close pitch, but it definitely missed. Evens up the count at 2-2. If you're wondering about Singleton, I mean, he played for Houston in 2014, 2015, and then was out of Major League Baseball this whole time. The 2-2 pitch, outside wide, ball 3. I was wondering if that was the same Singleton. It is. 32 years old. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Nowhere to put them. Runners on the move, the payoff pitch. Swing and fouls it straight back, 97 miles an hour. We'll do it again. Texas 4, Houston 2, bottom of the 8th inning, 2 outs, a full count. Minute Maid Park are on their feet. Runners go, the payoff pitch, swing and pops it up. That'll bend out of play into the seats behind home plate. We'll do it again. You could cut the tension with a knife right now. Bases juiced. They are playing him to pull, so anything down that third base line is going to be 2 runs. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him up top with the cutter out in front, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 9th inning. The Texas Rangers clinging to a 2-run lead. They're looking for a couple extra runs.
Sit sharp. I'm not playing your stupid game.
Hey, Braves Country. Braves Country HD is bringing you Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country comes to you every Tuesday night and Friday night and 2 bonus games every week. Hi, I'm Mac Magee, and we'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch of your Atlanta Braves. It's free to listen. Please like and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball for the fans, by the fans.
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. Mark Lemke played for 11 seasons and had 3,664 career regular season plate appearances. You may be asking yourself, what is crazy about that? In his entire career, he was never hit by a pitch. Lemke also had 257 career postseason plate appearances, and you guessed it, he was never hit by a pitch.
Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
I remember reading a story one time about Cobb in the minor leagues playing, and they didn't shower in the ballpark. They would go back to their little apartment or house, whatever it was. And every day, Cobb was always in the tub ahead of the roommate. And this one particular day, the roommate got back to the house, and the roommate got into the tub. And Cobb came in and dragged him out of the tub and said from the bottom of his heart, "Don't you understand? I have to be first."
Welcome back. We are heading to the 9th inning in this one. Texas clinging to a 2-run lead, looking for some insurance runs. They know they'll have to face that Houston Astros order is going to flip over in the 9th inning. So don't go anywhere. It's not over. Rafael Montero is going to come in to try to keep the game right where it is for the Astros. The first pitch on the way from Montero is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Misses up high to Josh Young. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Young 0 for 2 on the night. The 1-0 pitch, kicks and fires, fastball, outer edge, called for a strike, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, well off the plate wide, 97 miles an hour. 2-1. National Football League, Philadelphia leads Miami by 7 in the fourth quarter. Tua Tagovailoa just threw an interception. The 2-1 pitch swung on, fouled back out of play. We'll do it again. It's 2-2. Two count. Top of the ninth, nobody out. The pitch on the way. Outside wide, cutter misses. Full count. Josh Young, Tavares, and Simeon do up. The payoff pitch from Montero. Swing and grounds that hard foul down the third base line, just past the dugout near the tarps. Young trying to find a way to get on and get over. Have one of the guys at the top of the order get him in. So you got a full count, nobody out, the pitch on the way. Swing and pops it up. Will it stay in play? It will not. We'll do it again at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and fouls that straight back again. So a 3-2 count. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Just got a piece of it, excuse me. Foul tips it out of the glove of Maldonado. Will stay alive. Unbelievable at bat here. He had a full count here in the top of the ninth inning. Astros lead the series 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. Nowhere near the zone. Montero walks the leadoff batter, and the Rangers are in business here in the top of the ninth. The games are, I see the comment by Rob, the games are slower in the postseason because of the television coverage. First pitch on the way to Montero is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. They do a clean two minute breaks during the regular season, and I can tell you that all the playoff coverage is doing 2 minutes and 45, and it adds up after 9 innings. The 0-1 pitch swung on, banged on the ground, bobbled, fumbled, stumbled, bumbled, and that's going to be an E4 by Altuve. They got runners on first and second, nobody out. Jose Altuve spit the bit there. Should have been an easy play. Should have been able to flip it over to first and get the force, but instead just could not get it out of the glove. And he shows he is human. That'll be an E4. Runners on first and second, nobody out. That'll bring Marcus Semien to the plate. Marcus Semien righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Simeon. It's high and out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Stanek is warming up in the Houston bullpen. Montero comes set. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss outside wide. 96 miles an hour. Blew it right by him. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Top of the order for the Texas Rangers. They lead by 2. Ninth inning. The 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. 97 out wide. 1-2. Standing on deck is Seager. Carter in the hole. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Runners on first and second. The Astros are in a shift, but in double play depth. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses high, 2-2. Texas 4, Houston 2. Really long innings so far for Montero. Already at 17 pitches and has not recorded an out. The pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled back out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Rafael Montero looks back the runner at second. The pitch on the way. Swing and fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. The coverage is doing a bad job of showing the pitch clock in this series, but it feels like that that they're taking much longer time in between pitches. The 2-2 pitch swung on, laced into left field. That ball is going to get down. They're going to go station to station. As Young had to hold up, he thought maybe that ball was going to get caught, but the bases will be loaded. Nobody out. And Seager coming to the plate, and that'll do it for Montero. Thought it was a strange choice to put him in there. Not typically a great high leverage guy, and he has loaded the bases, though one by error. We will be back in a flash. Bases loaded, and Corey Seager coming to the plate. Welcome back. Ryan Stenek is coming on, and you talk about a mess. He's inheriting the bases loaded, nobody out here in the 9th inning. First pitch on the way. Corey Seager is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Rangers infield is in. The 1-0 pitch. Inside hits him. They get him. That's one way for Seager to get on base because he has just been awful this series. That'll bring home a run. And the Rangers lead it by 3. That pitch got away from Stenek. Nowhere near the plate. Obviously not trying to hit him. Of course, you're not going to convince Adolis Garcia of that, but there's no way he's trying to hit him. Bases are loaded. Nobody out still, and now it's a 3-run lead. Trainer was out there to check on Seager, but he appears to be okay. So Stenek will go back to work. Righty-lefty matchup. Evan Carter stands in now. Pitch on the way to Carter. Right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. If you're Houston, you got to figure you can't let it get much farther away. Three runs is already a big one. The 0-1 pitch, down and away. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch on the way, swing and fouls it away. It's 1-2. Still have the infield in, so any kind of hard, sharp grounder is probably going to get through the infield. Heaney is warming up in the bullpen, and honestly, that's probably just to eat some innings eat the inning if they really blow this open. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back out of play. We'll do it again. If they can blow this open, they don't want to use Leclerc any more than they have to. The 1-2 from Stanek. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So a big out number 1 by Stanek, though he's already knocked the 1 run in by the hit by pitch. That'll bring Garcia to the plate. Adolis Garcia will get a chorus of boos once again. He has the golden sombrero tonight. He has struck out all 4 times. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss, 97 up top. It's 0-1. I'm not sure what they call the 5 strikeouts because it rarely ever happens. That's the golden sombrero. That I don't know. The golden enchilada. I don't know. The 0-1 pitch. Inside 97 miles an hour, 1-1. Garcia doesn't want to find out. The 1-1 kicks and fires, swing, and that ball's hammered down the left field line. Gone! That ball is absolutely torched into the left field seats. And the Texas Rangers have blown this puppy wide open. It's 9-2 on a grand salami as he'll take the grand tour, and he's waving to everybody in the stands. 375 feet. That's not the impressive part. It got out of here 110 miles an hour. It was a bullet, a bomb. And Garcia and the Rangers look to be sending this to game number 7. Holy cow. Jankowski will stand in there. First pitch from Stanek is high and wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swung on, lifted high and deep, going back on the track, making a leaping catch is Tucker, and there's 2 away. He took it out of the teeth of the right field stands. Maybe too little too late, but an impressive catch. So that'll bring up Jonah Heim to the plate. Jonah Heim will take the first pitch outside. Down and away, changeup misses. It's 1-0. Heim is 1 for 4. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Down and in, 2-0. Man, he was at the absolute apex of his leap when he stole that ball back in, and it snow-coned out of the bottom of his glove. The 2-0 pitch swung on, hit high, not very deep, into right field. Coming in, making the catch is Tucker for out number 3. But not before the Texas Rangers blow this wide open. It is a 7-run lead. We head to the bottom of the 9th.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted, so I became a problem.
I mean, honestly, who'd have thought they would have banned you from every escape room game in Tennessee just because you're too good at it? What? Don't put me in a room made of drywall and tell me I have to escape. I'm getting the fat of that 5 to Sparta kick all the way home. I ain't got time for no puzzles. What puzzles me is the admission fee I paid to get in here is not going to cover the amount of drywall I'm about to up. With the fiend, you're calling me police to what? Bring me the key to the city for setting a high score? 30 seconds flat, I'm out that promise you.
Armchair.
It all starts with just one thing. When recycling, rinse out jars and cans, and avoid recycling waxed paper or paper soiled with food. This will reduce recycling contamination. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
Jaden has $1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jaden broke.
On Monday night, April 8th, at home in Atlanta, Aaron faced Al Downing of the Los Angeles Dodgers. His mother and father were watching from the stands.
Henry Aaron in the second inning walked and scored. He's sitting on 7-14. Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. Monday night, April the 8th, 1974.
Welcome back. The Texas Rangers have taken a 9-2 lead, scoring 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning to blow this open. Remember, the Astros have had plenty of opportunities themselves, just did not get the big hit. Had the bases loaded a few times tonight, just did not come through with the big hit. Adolis Garcia, the villain in Houston is the one that hit the grand slam if you're just joining us. Andrew Heaney's going to come in and he'll get some work, as he just needs 3 outs. First pitch on the way from Heaney is swung on by Diaz, the pinch hitter for Maldonado. That ball's going to get scooped up, backhanded by Seager. 6-3 put out, and there's 1 away. Looks like we will have a Game 7 tomorrow night. 8:03 first pitch. Remember, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., Braves Country Hot Stove comes your way Monday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern. The first pitch on the way from Altuve is swung on and banged on the ground over towards short. Seager's got that one, almost an exact identical replica of the last out. There's 2 away. You can tell the Astros are ready to pack it in and get on to the next game. So 2 pitches, 2 outs, and we might get through, although this is Brantley. Brantley usually takes things pretty seriously. First pitch on the way up. There he goes. Takes the pitch down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. He's the consummate professional hitter. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped over towards the mound. It's a comebacker. Heaney's got it. Flips it over to Lowe. Lowe steps on the bag, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game, and that'll send us to the greatest term in all of sports. We'll have Game 7 tomorrow night, right here. First pitch will come your way at 8:03 Eastern, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, how these managers end up looking at this Game 7 and how they decide to attack it, because they'll have their starters in place, but it'll really more come down to, normally these Game 7s come down to how does the bullpen do late in the game. We will see you tomorrow night, y'all. Rangers win 9-2. I mean, you got to give the game ball to Adolis Garcia, don't you? We'll see you tomorrow night. And tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to talk about what the Braves have to spend in the offseason and what their targets will be.